Hello everyone, in this video I will review the 50mm F1.2 from TTArtisan. This is one of my favorite focals for street photography, portraits and video. I've been using the TTArtisan F1.2 for about 2 months now, and I quite enjoyed using it on my Fujifilm X-T4. Besides the technical part of a review, on this channel I want to give as many real-world examples as possible, so you can get a good sense of the lenses I am reviewing. Build quality is great, the lens seems to be all metal and glass and feels nice when holding. I like the size, for a 50mm f1.2 it is quite small. I enjoy the weight of the lens, pairs very well with my Fuji X-T4. It has a minimalistic design that I like very much. The lens barrel has a smooth finish and the markings are easy to read. The focus ring is decently narrow, it has deep grooves and turns very smoothly. The barrel extends and retracts when focusing. This means the lens suffers from focus breathing, as you can see in this clip. From all manual lenses I have tested so far, I found this one the easiest and most satisfying to focus. The aperture dial is positioned in the front of the lens. The design of the lens seems to be more inspired by Leica and not by Fuji, which places their aperture ring at the base of the lens. I don't mind this, I got used to it very quickly. The aperture changes in half stops and makes a very satisfying click. I found it well dampened and it is a pleasure to use. I am glad it is not clickless like other manual lenses. The aperture ring has 2 points where you can grip it and the rest is completely smooth. This is one of the things I don't like about this lens, because if you don't grab those 2 points, it is hard to turn. The lens cap is metal and it screws in the filter mount. I don't mind this, but I prefer the regular type of lens cap. This is easily fixable by getting a plastic one. The lens mount is also made of metal and has no electrical contact. This means you won't get any EXIF data in your files. It has 10 aperture blades and the optical design is 7 elements in 5 groups. The minimum close distance focus is 50 cm and it takes 52mm filters. Overall, I really like this lens. The feel is premium, something I would not expect from a lens in this price range. With Fuji focus peaking, it is easy to focus and I love the clicks of the aperture ring. But what about image quality? When I first saw the price, I thought it was going to be terrible at f1.2, even if it is a manual lens. But for my surprise, the lens has good sharpness in the center starting from f1.2. Of course, with low apertures you get purple fringing, but on this lens is quite decent. Let's take a look at photos taken at minimum focus distance. You can also see the bokeh here. It looks nice at f1.2. After that, the bokeh looks like stars. The minimum focus distance is 50 cm. That is decent, but doesn't make this lens a semi-macro lens. This is good for close-up portraits, and being an f1.2 you get some nice bokeh. The bokeh looks good when you don't have a crowded background. And now let's see how it performs in the corners at different apertures. The corners are soft at f1.2. Stopping down to f2 and f4 improves this, and at f5.6 the corners have good contrast and sharpness. Longitudinal chromatic aberrations are strong at f1.4, so high contrast edges will show purple and green fringing. They completely go away at f5.6 and they are an easy fix in Lightroom. Flare and ghosting are also a problem with this lens when used against bright lights. Get a lens hood to solve some of these issues, because the lens doesn't come with one. If you like sun stars, this lens produces some beautiful ones. Also, you get a bit of vignette wide open, but it goes away at f2. The TTArtisan 50mm F1.2 is also good for video when you want to isolate your subject and have a blurry background, or shooting in low light. Having a smaller sensor, you need faster glass to get noise-free low-light footage. Or maybe you want to shoot at higher frame rates, which needs you to raise your shutter speed. With this lens I can easily shoot at 60 frames per second with a shutter speed of 120 at night. You get chromatic aberrations when shooting in certain conditions, but I was expecting this from an f1.2 aperture. All this goes away around f2. The only thing that keeps it back from being a good video lens is the focus breathing. I really like this lens. It is an amazing lens for the price. Great build quality with good image starting from f1.2 and great starting from f2. If you are on a budget and want a good portrait and street photography lens, this is the one for you. Even if you are not on a budget, you should check it out. TTArtisan did a great job with this lens. I just love the way it looks and feels when using. The clicked aperture is a big plus for me, and the focus is smooth and satisfying to use. This is one lens I'm not going to sell very soon. So if you are looking for a 50mm focal length with a fast aperture, I highly recommend this lens. Yes, it does not have the coating and optical design of a Fuji lens, but it costs around $100 or euros. And most problems with this lens are fixable in post or with a lens hood. Thank you for watching. If this video was helpful, please like and subscribe. This helps me grow my channel and make more videos for you to watch. If you like this lens, check out the links in the description. And if you want to support me even more, check out my presets pack and prints.